Hi, I'm Mike Clapper. Welcome to the Inclusioneer Lab. No, I'm not talking about the ones with goggles and test tubes and all that fancy scientific stuff. Though, if I had it my way, it looked like something cooked up at Muppet Labs by Bunsen and Beaker. I'm talking controlled chaos, big ideas, and maybe even a few sparks flying here and there. A place where we don't just talk about accessibility, we experiment, we push the envelope, we try things that actually work in the real world. Because improving hospitality isn't about compliance, it's about creativity, curiosity, and a little common sense. So come on, let me show you around the lab and what happens inside. When I work with a client, we don't just start with checklists or policies. We start with people. We look at how guests actually move throughout their stay, where things make sense and where they don't. The small moments that either make someone feel seen or make them feel like an afterthought. Step one, we understand the experience. We explore it through different perspectives: the guests, the staff, the leadership team, and we start noticing what others might overlook. Step number two, we train the team, not with lectures, but with conversations. We talk, we role play, and we laugh, because empathy doesn't come from a manual, it comes from true connection. Then step number three, we build systems that last, the kind that live inside your daily operations, not just in a binder somewhere. So that's it. That's the framework. Simple, clear, and effective. And once you see it in action, you'll never go back. I recently stayed in a hotel room where I literally couldn't get out. The door swung inward and my chair couldn't clear the space. I had to wedge it open, twist around, and squeeze sideways just to get out. It wasn't a dramatic thing, it was just frustrating. Then I remembered another property where the door swung outward. Same space, completely different story. That one design decision made me feel like someone had actually considered my needs in advance. That's what inclusive design really is. Not ramps and grab bars, but thoughtfulness, design that anticipates real people in real life. And when that happens, everyone benefits. Let's be honest, the last thing that management wants to hear is another training program. They're already drowning in modules and checklists and mandatory training sessions. And the staff, they feel the same way too. Here's the problem. Most training feels like a task, not a transformation. So we flip it on its head and make it feel human. We talk about real guests and real moments, the awkward ones, the unexpected ones, and the ones that make people pause and think. For instance, a restaurant that turns allergy requests into moments of care. Imagine a tired family coming in, anxious about the ingredients and not knowing what to have for dinner, but leave feeling like they've been seen. That's not compliance, that's hospitality at its best. Service driven by joy, not obligation. Next, let's talk about putting systems in place that actually work. This is where good intentions turn into habits. Because most hotels already have systems in place, but they live in dusty binders that no one ever opens. So we simplify things, we make it visible, we make it something for your team to actually use. We build tools that guide people through key moments: how to greet, how to assist, how to communicate with confidence, all tied back to your brand's purpose and messaging. Then we bring in technology that makes the process easier, not harder. We uncover the quiet details, the confusing signs, the hard-to-reach buttons, and the little oversights that send the wrong signal. We don't call it an audit, it's a collaboration, a way to see your space through new eyes. This is where innovation meets inclusion, and it scales beautifully. Here's what happens when you get this right. Guests notice, and not just the ones who needed to change. Everyone notices. Not because when you make a space easier to navigate, you make it easier to enjoy for everyone. Teams feel proud, reviews go up, complaints drop, and the whole property starts to feel lighter, more confident, and more ready. Someone recently told me, for the first time, accessibility didn't feel like a compliance thing. It felt like true and honest hospitality. And that's when you know it's working. When design flows, the service shines, and systems run quietly in the background. That's real ROI, not just more revenue, but more loyalty. So if this sounds like the kind of hospitality you want your brand to be known for, I'd love to build it with you. Because you don't need another consultant with a checklist. You need a partner who helps your team thrive and turns good intentions into great experiences. So if this sounds like the kind of hospitality you want your brand to be known for, I'd love to build it with you. Because you don't need another consultant with a checklist. You need a partner who helps your team thrive and turns good intentions into great experiences. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Here at the Inclusioneer Lab, we dive deep into how design, hospitality, and innovation come together to create spaces where no guest feels like an afterthought. So check out the other videos for more information. I'm Mike Clapper, your Inclusioneer-in-Chief at the Inclusioneer Lab and founder of Able2 Global. If you want to learn more, visit Able2 Global and schedule your discovery call today. Let's build the future of hospitality together.